This is the race that truly put us on the map.
It's a very risky race.
It brings the fastest guys.
It's supposed to be the baddest, toughest race in America.
In no less terms, it's kind of a big deal.
So this was the Mint 400 2020.
Winning the Mint 400 takes an absolutely flawless race.
Say you won the Mint 400, that's a wall hanger for sure.
Our strategy was simple, man.
Go.
Nothing to lose.
We were gonna let it all hang out.
But
we didn't know what was wrong with the car.
Car neutral, kill the motor.
And we seen what had happened.
Of course, change the axle. Yeah, they changed the bell too.
You know, they're gonna have to dig deep.
That might be the most dust I've ever eaten.
you think?
Bro, we was eating some dust.
The Mint 400 is considered the most prestigious off-road race in North America, and most people refer to it as the Great American Off-Road Race.
The Mint is a special race for me because it was my very first desert race. I had no freaking idea what I was doing.
You ready, buddy? Yes, sir.
This race has always been crazy for us. Winning the Mint 400 our first time out to the second time out, completely yard selling the car. It's got to be one of the most difficult races to win in the U.S.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of rocks and stuff and big whoop sections and sandy sections, and you got lake beds to deal with. And if you talk to the drivers that are out there, they say it's pretty rough and pretty hard and grueling. So there's a lot of pressure and tension running in that front pack.
A lot of people have always known what we call the Bayou Bobsled, which is our long bed, 4-door X3.
Oh, bobsled was good to us, but we've stepped off into the two-seater now, man.
It's a little more agile. I feel like it's a little bit faster. It's got the 20 motor in it.
Super freaking fast. This new 2020 is crazy fast.
She's light, she's nimble.
It rides amazing, it handles great.
And to be honest, I was excited to race the Mint in the two-seater.
Tough part is, man, we start dead last off the line. We got last on the random draw this time.
45th out of 45th.
In the very back, I don't think it's the ideal position, but I think it gives the driver an opportunity to get in a groove and really start picking people off, so I like it.
To successfully complete 4 full laps, I think it's going to be the hardest part.
There's not much wind out here. It's been pretty dry, so, man, dust is going to be a killer today.
I mean, you have to go through 40-plus cars of dust.
All we can do is hope that luck swings a different way when the race starts.
Ready, buddy? Yep, ready.
This is the...
All right, it is a hard left 180 over this jump right here. Can you hear me good? Yep.
We had already raced this new car a couple of times, so we knew it was fast.
Yep, all the way around.
And it didn't take us long to realize that there was a lot of people that were running 100% tearing their cars up to try to make it to the front early in the race.
The hard right, quick, what's it called? Yep. So medium left is 700 foot.
We knew we had a reliable car. We knew that we could build a car that could go from dead last to first.
Yes, we can add you there. 1.2 miles to hard left.
Sticking to our game plan that the team came up with and trying to run a clean race.
No dangers, no dangers, no dangers, no dangers. Medium left is 0.7.
When it comes down to running in the dust, man, it's a matter of trusting your co-pilot.
I think it's too dangerous to try to get crossed up and down. Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna lie.
Try to encourage DJ to conserve the car in the dust when we're in bad dust and save it for sections where it may be less dusty.
Straight.
We moved up 30 positions on the first lap. Yeah, that sounds real home back.
Oh, this is a good piece through here. Yeah. I think any faster than your hazard in the car.
So we started 40-something positions back. We had moved up into the top 20, so I knew he was pushing.
Only half the car count came back around for the second lap.
Straight through here.
There was a lot of people that were not coming around to the main pit in all classes, so it must have been really brutal out there.
Oh, it's nasty through here. Yes, it is.
Certainly after getting the first lap done, we realized it was going to be a long day and it was going to be rough and we were going to be beat up after this race.
978 to pit 1, we're 1 mile out. All right, Dustin, I got a visual on you. You got 2 in front.
We kept a super fast pace. We didn't make any mistakes.
Oh, we're about to get in that nasty track, so I think, yeah, let's have this road crossing.
And that's where I set my pace, was based on how far are we from the leaders.
And remember where we can go fast and where we can't.
So this year they actually went 400-plus miles. They added an extra lap to it. It's normally a 3-lap race. This year was a 4-lap race.
Never ran that course at night, so you never really know what challenges that may present.
Different stuff you got to get ready for.
Yeah, it's about to get more dangerous. We got to be careful and smart.
All them other trucks and Jeeps and all that kind of stuff, do they come through here too? Oh, well, there definitely ain't been a lot of cars come through.
No.
Even after the first lap, holy cow.
We started getting clanging in the front end.
978 to pit 1, we're 1 mile out.
Cord, you stabbing first?
I'll pull the lid and clean. You stab first.
Hopefully just splash some fuel and get out of here.
Car neutral, kill the motor. All right, rear axle. Doc, can you have somebody check the rear tires?
We were hoping a tie rod had come loose or something like that.
Both the new one off.
And we started checking the car over.
Yeah, they changed the bell too.
And then we seen what had happened.
I can hear it clacking.
Well, the shock decided it no longer wanted to be in the mid 400. And she split open.
Both the new one off.
When you're in the pits and you're changing stuff out on the car, it feels like eternity. But I feel like we got it changed pretty quick and did a clean swap.
DJ, you got clear course. Go ahead. Off the pit stop, boys. Thank you very, very, very much.
We make it back around to start lap 4.
Go get him, buddy.
Now it's time to freaking hammer down and just lay it all out there.
We're communicating with the pits.
Any idea where we may be? You're 22 minutes off the lead right now. You're doing good.
Because we kind of knew where we were time-wise. We knew we were up in the mix in the top 5. DJ was driving our course so much faster on the last lap.
Bro, this thing is running so strong. Yep, half a mile to hard right.
We were going to lay it all out there.
Hey, man, what tune did you put on these shots?
At this point, it's 6+ hours in the car. We're tired, we're hungry, we're thirsty.
Oh, man, my eyes are hurt.
And when you start that far back in the pack, nobody really expects you to even be close to the top 10.
978 to pit, we're rolling through for the last time, boys.
I think it's a huge accomplishment to finish physical 5th and maybe even uncorrected time be on the podium.
We're gonna go pick you up at the finish line.
That's just a huge freaking feat right there.
Thanks, buddy. Y'all did an amazing job, man.
We rolled into the finish line and there's not that many cars. Did we do better than expected?
So the race directors come up and they say, hey, you need to come get over in this line. It was the podium line.
Hey, y'all.
Made it to the finish line. I don't know. We got podium. We got 4th, 5th. They're trying to figure it out.
Logan's always tracking back home and he's feeding us information. He's telling us that on the computer he's saying we got 3rd.
But then there was a little bit of confusion.
Am I not able to go up? Why?
We weren't 100% sure how we'd finished. We knew we had a good run going and there wasn't many people in front of us.
I guess they're waiting for some other numbers to check in. Show that, so I like it like that.
The same guy that came and told us that we were 3rd says, hey, I'm sorry, there was a little bit of miscommunication. You guys didn't podium. I need you to get out of this line and get back into the other line.
Will you tell me what place I got? It's not 3rd.
They end up pulling us back out of the line and saying we got 4th.
That's what we got on the radio.
It's a pretty bum moment for sure.
All that excitement you had for about 30 seconds kind of goes away.
They check, double check, triple check.
Man, when all that confusion's going on, you don't know what to think. You know you worked hard all day and a 3rd place would have definitely made it all worth it. And then to get told you got 4th, yeah, it makes you walk away with your head down a little bit, you know what I mean?
Hey, that's pretty freaking awesome from starting dead last, am I right?
I feel like it is.
For sure, coming from 45th to 4th is a spectacular feat. But there's such a big difference between 3rd and 4th. You know, that's podium or not podium.
Bittersweet. We finished a lot better than what we started the mid 400, but we always want to finish on the podium.
How was that? Obviously it wasn't quite what you're hoping for, but again.
Bummed out to think that we got 4th.
With the trailer?
We drove the car back to the trailer, loaded up. You know, it was time to catch a couple hours of sleep and go home.
The car was absolutely ripping. It was on rails. The guys did amazing in the pits. When all is said and done, we're just less than a minute off of a podium spot.
The next morning, we start making that trip back home. And about 10 hours in, DJ gets a phone call.
Sure enough, it's the officials from the Min 400 calling us to let us know that everything had come in, all the times were tallied, and we actually did get a 3rd place finish.
Just one place, but it made such a big difference on our feelings towards our performance.
Matter of fact, I've got a screenshot of the official results. Zoom in right here. Dustin Jones, S3 Racing, T978, 3rd place.
Since we left thinking we got 4th, we didn't get finishing medals, we didn't get no trophy, we didn't get no big Price is Right check, we didn't get none of that stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately we already had made up some time and was headed home, but I think they ended up FaceTime Live Dustin for the podium. So
maybe they'll mail it to us, who knows.
Officially, we had ended up on the podium at Mid 400.
Bro, I thought you lost weight, man.
Oh, wait.
But your shot blowed out, bro.
Let's consider this our Mint 400 trophy, because this bad boy gave us some heartache.
You got all the weight over here.
Couldn't hold us down. So thank you, Mint 400, for this beautiful trophy.